Hello PokeMoshPit, NBZ here, and today I'm bringing you the installment, the first one posted on the Moshpit of my Pokemon Wi-Fi Beginner's Guide. Now there is one episode before this which is actually posted on the Learn to Metagame channel, so if you want to go and check that out before watching this, then you're more than welcome to. If not, then stay here and we'll be talking about tiers today. So every competitive game has a set of tiers. What is a tier, you may ask? Well, a tier is basically a group. In terms of Pokemon, it will be a specific group of Pokemon, and they are grouped for their power. Now, I say this loosely. For example, say in Super Smash Bros. Games, characters are tiered in terms of power. The highest ranking characters will be in one section, then the next, ABC or whatever they do for Smash Bros. But say the A category, you will be able to use every type of character, including the most powerful. The B category, you'll be able to use everyone up till the B, and no one from the A category, but everyone in the B category will be allowed in terms of that power, and so on. So in Pokemon, everything is split very similarly to this, although it's not done by terms of power. This is pretty evident from the names that are given to the tiers. The tiers are known as OU, UU, and NU. OU stands for overused, UU stands for underused, and NU stands for never used. So the tier system was developed to split Pokemon into how much they're used on the online scene. Overused obviously are used the most, which is why they're called overused. Underused are used less than that, and never used are used hardly ever at all. Even though these tiers are based on usage, it follows that the most powerful will be in overuse, because if they are the most powerful, then people will want to use them, thus them being put in overuse. The majority of standard players will play overused because it's just the usual what people play, the most powerful guys, and by playing that tier you can actually use anyone you want from NU, from UU, because it's just using the most powerful guys, but anyone below that. There is another sort of tier, although strictly it really isn't a tier. This category is known as Ubers. Ubers is more of a ban list than anything else, but players do actually play the Ubers tier. Ubers allows you to use any poke you want from anywhere, and it doesn't really matter what it is, you can use it in that thing, but mostly people will use the most powerful guys who are usually banned from the overuse scene, and that's why people like to play Ubers. There's another tier which kind of goes under NU, known as NFE. Now, NFE stands for Not Fully Evolved, which is quite self-explanatory. It uses pokes who have not reached their final evolutionary stage. So, for example, people will use things like Charmeleon, things like Gabite, Bagon, maybe, if you wanted to use that. But, Bagon would probably be reserved for what is known as Little Cup, which is a different type of battling scene. Not really a tier, but a different type of battling. So you've got the three main tiers, OU, UU, NU, then you've got your ban list, which is Ubers, also acts as a tier, and then NFEs, which is kind of a tier, not strictly one that is adhered to, but it does exist if you do want to play that. Pokes that you'd be likely to see in OU include Tyranitar, Gyarados, Scizor, amongst many others. Some NU pokes you might see on the scene, Blastoise, Alakazam, Donphan perhaps. And the NU pokes you might see around, for example, are maybe Cacturne, Ampharos, let's say, and Beedrill. Now, the main people who decide the tiers are those people at smogon.com, link will be in the description, and, wherever. They are the main head of, online Pokemon. They decide most of the tiers, and most of people do adhere to their tiers. So if you want to know what's going on in the tiers, what's changing, because things do change, things move up to Ubers, things move down to OU, to UU, all the time, it's constantly changing. So if you want to keep up to date, be sure to check out their tier listing, which will also be posted in the description, and it will give you a current update as to what the tiers are doing. Now there is one more tier which doesn't really exist anymore. It's known as BL. Now, BL used to be a tier, and it had quite a few pokes in it, and it was those who were not quite powerful enough for OU, but too powerful for underused, so they were kind of put in their own tier and never really used strictly as a tier in itself. Now BL has been pretty much done away with. There are still a few pokes who are there, but mainly they're there in a limbo state. They'll either eventually be moved up to OU or down to UU, but it depends on when Smogon make their decisions. So thank you guys very much for watching this first episode. I will return very soon with another installment in which I'll explain some things about how to, you know, start building a team, start building your first poke, what you need to do. But until then, I hope you pick up everything about the tiers that I've mentioned in this. Lots of stuff will be in the description explaining this stuff in words if you didn't, you know, want to watch/listen to me, which I don't know why, but whatever. That's all there for your viewing enjoyment, and I will see you guys next time on the Mosh Pit Wi-Fi Pokemon Beginner's Guide.